Hello, I'm Steve Folland and here's another weird week from Newslight TV. So, we've been off for a few weeks, but you probably can't tell what bronzed Adonises we all are here at Newslight TV because, of course, we made the fatal mistake of not wearing the right swimwear. I'm talking about a range of bikinis which leaves the wearer with a so-called tan tattoo. This is from Italy. These swimming costumes have basic shapes cut out of the rear, meaning that otherwise covered skin is exposed to the sun. Now that means, of course, that wearers are left with the patterns tattooed on their skin in the form of a tan. And the makers add that the bikini can be even more appreciated once the bikini has been taken off. Sadly, they didn't send us the pictures of that though. But Dave, who works behind the scenes, Dave, you've been wearing one, come on. Now, it's been a while since we've done a weird week, so let's catch up with some scientific breakthroughs. First, the cup of tea that stays perfect. This I love. It's a high-tech mug, which the brainy Germans behind it claim will keep your drink at the optimum temperature. Now, the key to the mug is the use of phase change material, or PCM, which is normally used in buildings to help keep them cool, but in this case scientists have filled the walls of a porcelain mug with it. Also in there are little tiny ribbons of metal, so conductive material. Now concentrate, because this is impressive. What happens is you pour the hot drink into it and the PCM melts, and that takes away some of the thermal energy, but it also stops the mug absorbing any more heat. So all the heat stays within your liquid at the perfect temperature, apparently at that right temperature, for 30 minutes. Imagine that, a cup of tea you can put down and it's always going to be hot. And what's even better is, this material can be made to make different temperatures. So you could have different containers set to different temperatures. So yes, you could have the perfect cup of tea, but you could also have a pint of beer which doesn't get warm. Now, what else? Ah yes, now, are you bored with your morning commute? Well, take a look at this. This is the Parajet Sky Car, which flies using a paramotor and parafoil, and it'll set you back £50,000 and should be available by the end of next year. Sky Car can be converted from road to flight mode in 3 minutes and can take off from a field or airstrip in less than 200 metres. Earlier this year, to prove it was marvellous, the makers tested it themselves by travelling over 9,000 kilometres from London to Timbuktu. And back again. Admittedly, that's kind of a gag for the Oliver fans amongst us, isn't it? To Timbuktu, I do it. No? Fine. More Sound of Music crowd, are you? A website which tells moviegoers with weak bladders when the best time is during a film to pop to the loo has become a surprise hit. If you can hold on long enough for me to tell you about it, it's called runpee.com. Brilliant. And it picks for quiet moments in movies where you have 1 to 4 minutes to run to the toilet. And even better, it tells you what you'll have missed whilst you've been away. For example, the site advises that there's 2 chances to go to the toilet during the Sacha Baron Cohen movie, Bruno. That's at 48 minutes or 60 minutes. And those wanting to watch Mamma Mia, well, you can go at any moment whatsoever. In fact, if you're feeling sick, it's a perfect film. In fact, I'll even hold your hair. Please, just don't make me watch it. World record time now, as 1,050 yoga fans gathered in central Gothenburg to stretch together the most people to take part in a rhythm yoga session ever. And wow, look at that. Huh? It's impressive. I hope they all use deodorant. That's quite a... we like the way, by the way, that no one told that one woman that the dress code was white. But it was nice of them to be so flexible. Now this is brilliant. Now I know I often say that, but really it is. You know that whole thing about don't play with your food? Well, scratch that. Take a look at these. These are the creations of a dad who decided to make his 4-year-old son Oscar's meals more interesting than the average ham sandwich by sculpting them into cartoon characters and more. He now posts the images to his website funkylunch.com, which is viewed by thousands of people each day, and he hopes to produce a recipe book featuring his creations as well. Oh, and apparently, if you're wondering, it has done the trick. Oscar loves his sandwiches, although I can't help but think that he's had his expectations slightly raised. You know what I mean? He's going to be mightily disappointed in years to come when he stops off hungry at a petrol station at midnight. But if that doesn't get you interested in food, maybe this will, because a bizarre Japanese dining experience where people eat a meal of sushi off of the body of a naked woman has arrived in London. It's called Nayatomori, which is Japanese for "crikey, I'll do the washing up," and sees sushi presented on the hips, stomach and chest of a woman as she lies down naked. Apparently, for centuries, this was the done thing for Japan's very elite. So yes, the women tables are each laid out. You go down, you sit down. When I say you go down, I mean you go down. Anyway, it's sushi, not like English food like toad in the hole. Doesn't even bear thinking about. But a table, or rather a seat at the table, will set you back £250. It's quite a ticket. And as a friend of mine pointed out, it'll be interesting to see what happens if we go there with a big group over Christmas. Yes, just wait 1 minute, sir. I'll see if we can put some tables together for you. Right. A TV fan has set a world record by sitting through a marathon 84-hour session watching every single episode of the sitcom Friends. It's a chap called Steve, and he watched all 238 episodes back to back in a bid to raise funds for his education. Steve said, oh, by the way, we've got pictures of him at various points during his thing if you want to take a look. He really looks like he's enjoying it. Steve said he picked Friends because he thought it was one of the few things he could actually bear to watch for 84 hours straight. Interestingly though, the previous record was 72 hours, which makes you wonder what happened there. Did they just suddenly go, oh, it's not as funny now Chandler's got married, is it? Do you know what I mean? The chemistry's changed. I might just go and have a cup of tea. It's still warm. 85 hours later. The Germans are amazing. On his way to breaking the record, Steve suffered nausea, stomach aches and even hallucinations, of which his favourite was the one where the TV got turned off by a giant purple bear wearing a fez made of juggling oysters. That's your lot. We are out of time. I know, breaks my heart too. Hopefully your cup of tea is still warm. We'll see you next time for another one. Don't forget to get more online at newslight.tv.